Ethereum is surging up to $3,400. It's finally breaking out from the multi-month consolidation. Hooray! All the influencers are screaming all season, and I'm coming here today to spoil the party. I'm coming here to say this rally will fail like others. Today we're talking about Ethereum. Today we're talking about what will be happening next for this perfect, beautiful creation of God, same as people are. And we're also going to talk where all of the Solana meme coin liquidity is actually coming into next. We'll also be discussing top 4 base meme coins to position your capital in at this stage. We will also speculate on base meme coin that might actually be the next one to get a Coinbase listing. And Tosha did how much? 20x after it got a Coinbase listing. This is crazy opportunity. Make sure to press the like button before you continue, and let's start. Here's what I was sharing on X several days ago. You can also screenshot this as well. Relief bounce now, sentiment change, KOL scream all season, red February open, everyone bearish again, all season right after. Carl the Moon just 8 minutes ago, essentially it happened like around an hour ago, he's screaming all season starts now. And I'm saying, this is what I will post. I will post part 2 starts now, which is sentiment change, KOLs scream all season. And the main chart that I want actually to present you is this chart right here, which is a crazy, insane chart currently. So the speculation that's happening on the marketplace is that what we are seeing right now with this rally is the breakout of Ethereum, and Ethereum should start to pump from here. Although we kind of had the same thing happen before at least 2 times already. Right here, the sentiment was similar. Right here, essentially as well, right? I'm not saying it cannot be happening, right? And I'm long at this stage. Like I entered some high risk longs for small amounts, right? Just like $6,000-$10,000, just to make sure that I will be able to get this upside if we're essentially breaking through this resistance, right? But I'm not betting on it heavily at this stage. I'm not betting on us essentially just going higher from here in this fashion. What I'm betting on is essentially us repeating everything that happened in the previous year actually, right? And my thing that I mentioned several times already regarding February open should be red, and just something that I essentially wrote to you. Worst case scenario, we're essentially revisiting somewhere right here and touching like 28, 27k, and like right after obviously all season. This is something I expect Ethereum all-time highs and things like that. It's quite hard to imagine something like this happen currently because this one is essentially a 15% drop from here. I on purpose show you these charts initially. Just look at the similarity. Look at the similarity, guys. This is insane. What this triangle is essentially the price action on Ethereum that I've been talking about for weeks. Like right now everyone is calling all season, and it's February. Right now everyone is talking about Ethereum. Who was the first? Who you actually heard it from first? Like, be honest with yourself. And if you heard this on this channel the first, make sure to press the like button. Like, really, you were able to get this information so soon in comparison to all of the market. This is information that whales are operating on. Can you imagine that? Absolutely insane. So this is essentially the price action that we've seen on Ethereum last year as well. We had a similar type of triangle pattern essentially here as well. And I would argue that the breakout that we're seeing currently is essentially this one, right after we corrected. And honestly, I do believe that this price action is more likely than the one that I just showed you, right? Because here what happened? After the breakout, we reached like somewhere higher, then we dumped around 7%, right? And right after we reversed heavily because like they don't need to dump it this much, this low, because in this case it would be too obvious. Like everyone will understand this. Like you have to understand the goal of these people is make sure you won't buy, and you will buy if it will be clear that this is the bottom. Like it would be 100% clear, right? They always need to put some pressure on you to make sure that during these stages, like right now, you will be constantly thinking, whoa, what if we are going lower? What if things are going lower, like I will get liquidated? I will need to sit in the losses. I don't want to buy currently. This is how they are operating on this marketplace. And from my point of view, following the sentiment that is present on the marketplace, if they will just drop Ethereum 7-10% from the current levels, the sentiment would be bearish, very bearish out there, 100%. Imagine it essentially correlates and combines with BTC drop to 98, 99k. This is all you need. Like people will be selling, they are tired, they don't want to participate in this market. So, and I also see currently that might take around $96,000 per BTC, and Ethereum creating new low on the chart is being heavily adopted by the marketplace. Like, people are shorting currently. That's why, like, I'm quite cautious. I'm quite cautious about my thoughts, but I actually share the first in the world. Like, you don't hear them anywhere else. I'm the first who's sharing them when they are finally getting adopted by the market. Because, like, the market is often lagging, right? And when market is catching up to things that I'm saying, I'm becoming very, very cautious about them. So the resolution here that I see is actually something might be just copied 100% from the previous cycle. 7%, $3,100 Ethereum right here. It would be bearish, no one would care about it at this stage, right? And final breakout. And the breakout that people like won't find, you know, like swift, like they will not care at this stage, they will be bored and things like that. It will probably be multiple days. It won't be just like one day and things like that. But despite this fact, I'm currently longing this resistance as well, right? So this is it about the current chart and the current price action with this thing. Let's move on into the topic of this video. Bridging more capital to base. It's time. This is something that Poor shared on January 26. And expect a bunch of rocks happening on base. The same way that they were doing it, not with bread, but like with projects around bread last year, like Blue Peppa, Blue Dog, Blue Cat, all this type of thing, right? It's like similar to based meta currently. Soon Ethereum will start a mega rally towards $5,000, then $10,000. Carl the Moon is bullish, and yeah, I do believe that. I do actually agree with that. I reposted this and I said he's right. I do believe we still have some time. We still have some time to wait till it actually will be happening. Even a 6-year-old can see what's about to happen on Ethereum, right? And yeah, I would say like breakout right here is a bit too early. Like, we need to see some fuckery happening right here, like going vice versa and things like that. It would be just easy from one point of view to just long everything currently. Although amount of people who are really long in Ethereum at this stage, I won't say like this is a big amount of people currently. Like, people who are bullish on Ethereum as an ecosystem currently, I don't think so as well. I think that Ethereum will hit $10,000 this year. I tend to agree, like 3x after underperformance for 3 years. Yeah, I tend to agree with this 100%. So why are we talking about base meme coins? Why are we talking about base in the first place? I do believe that base is going to become next Solana short term in the period of outperformance, exactly the same as it became last year. I do believe most ruggers and scammers, they will essentially move to base, and the smartest of them, they're already moving there in order to farm the audience as hard as they can. And I do believe it's just this nice combination of catching upside on Ethereum plus still playing the meme coin casino. So it's like the best thing out there, because historically during this time Solana does what? Solana underperforms, and Ethereum is doing very, very well. This is something I'm expecting, and that's why I actually would like to prepare you for this situation, for this outperformance. It's not like base season just starting currently. I first called base season back in like January, I think. Nah, even December, because we are in January currently. I think it happened back in November. Even back in November, I told you that. I don't remember my video. I told you next week base season is starting, and base season actually started next week, which was crazy, right? Base season is definitely present for some time, but we're still in accumulation. Still, not all the things are pumping. Still, like, there is no like crazy euphoria out there. That's why I think we should focus on this one currently in order to be able to catch the upside, as well as on Ethereum memes, to be honest. And first of the coins that I'm talking about is Mr. Miggles. Very, very interesting chart out there. And remember, like in November, in October, what was the sentiment around base? That base is dead. Absolutely insane, right? If you think about that. And that's why essentially Miggles was able to do 12x's from the end of October till the start of November in 3 weeks. Also absolutely insane, right? Then we got crazy correction, which ended at the start of January. Right now we are essentially going back up. This chart is building the foundation for the further expansion higher, 100%. If you would like me to draw what will be happening, what I think will be happening, is us essentially going here, rejecting from here, consolidating back, yeah, and back to all-time highs. Something like this I'm essentially seeing for this coin. But all of this is nice. Partially, it actually was growing on the speculation that Coinbase listed Toshi, and I do think that Miggles actually has quite a nice chance of being listed on Coinbase after Toshi. And essentially, the goal of our meme coin on base overview currently is to figure out which one would actually have the chance to get listed on Coinbase next, right? Because it will attract a bunch of liquidity. Not feeling proud, but finally I'm following Mustop Murat. Notice how Toshi, Ski, and Miggles aren't mentioned in the list when they literally had 10x, 20x, and 8x gains from October 16. Even Brett is outperforming most of the coins he mentioned, but still not a single word. He has mentioned all the coins which are not performing better than his coins, and I'm not complaining, just want to let you know. Base projects are super undervalued. Stop hating each other and keep building. It's a very interesting take, because really on the market the sentiment is that like the memes are dying, nothing is happening, but memes on Base, they're actually doing quite well. Mainly it's connected with the launch of Toshi on Coinbase, but it creates the whole narrative. Like people are just pricing in the fact that largest meme on Base can have a high chance of listing on Coinbase. And Toshi did what? Toshi did 20x. And probably increased the chances of listing on Binance heavily, which means that like once it actually is listed on Binance, it goes to billion, like 100%. Base does it again. 3 consecutive months of all-time high trading volume on Uniswap. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that like for Solana people, it's going to be the most natural thing to just go on Base, right? And ruggers and scammers, they already have certain infrastructure there as well, because they were rugging and scamming on Base last year. Base season is going to gobble up a ton of liquidity this year. Most of it will be heading towards Mingles and Benji, especially once they get a Coinbase listing. So the speculation by this author, for example, it's a very good one. Volumes are increasing, and most likely Coinbase is going to list Mingles and Benji, and that's why most of liquidity is going to head toward them and their better place on the marketplace. Very simple thought process. Like it's not like me researching 15 theories, checking out the wallets, connecting complex narrative, trying to figure out what is the purpose of the businesses. Nah, it's very simple. We have volume on the chain. Toshi got listed. Biggest memes are Mingles and Benji. They are older ones as well. Most likely they will be receiving liquidity because people will be speculating on the fact that they are the next to get listed on the Coinbase. Very simple. Mingles is the next Pepe. Few. Very interesting that the XBT is essentially doing that, ensuring that. But this narrative of next Pepe like is so used at this stage. Like so many people are actually using it. But if it gets listed on Coinbase, yeah, sky's the limit. Yesterday, Jesse Pollock, who is one of the main devs on Base, if not the main one, talked about how community demand was a factor when listing coins. Clearly wasn't a factor here, as there was no time for community to even develop before listing VVV. Goes to show that you shouldn't break your own rules over the hype of a narrative. Same applies to Trump. I understand why they listed these coins, but I believe that the relative performance of Toshi against Trump and VVV gives clarity on what people truly want to trade on Coinbase. Coinbase listed the coin 24 hours after its launch, and have to say I'm shocked on how it went. Yeah, it's a very interesting one. VVV was just an airdrop that got randomly sent to the bags of people, to the wallets of people out there, got listed on Coinbase, and they just decided to dump because like it's free money. Who would you not dump? And Toshi, in comparison, did it 20x after listing on Coinbase, right? And like it's just a clear thought structure and thought process that Base, most likely Coinbase, will continue to list meme coins that have proper communities out there with people just holding, right? Because they proved with Toshi, yeah, like it's down 2x from the all-time highs, but it's still 10x in comparison of what the price before the coin actually got listed. Absolutely insane. Mingles has one of the best designed teams on Base. Sub-Zero Mingles is fire. Yeah, look at this art, quite nice. Looks quite nice. We have Mingles as Groot. We have Mingles as, I don't know who's it. We have Mingles as, I don't know who that is. And we have Mingles as some sports guy, right? Very cute design. I'm not sure if it's AI. It feels like it's AI, but with some human touch out there. But yeah, definitely looks very nice. While you all expecting Mingles to be listed on Coinbase, it will get listed on Binance first. Remember, not a single Base meme got listed on Binance yet. Well, the speculation there might be that Binance is not listing Coinbase memes because they're essentially a direct competitor to them, right? And like, yeah, like these type of posts, they are often LARPs, just to farm likes and just to farm reposts, right? And I don't believe that we have any type of arguments about this one, but this is just interesting to share with you what people are talking about on the marketplace. From my point of view, I do believe that Mingles actually has the highest chance of being listed on Coinbase in comparison to all of the coins that are available on Base currently. Maybe something like KeyCat can essentially try to battle, but Mingles market cap is larger. Skidog is too early at this stage, and we will talk about the option number 2, which is quite close, right? And there were a lot of speculation that Base is very much connected to the creation of Mingles. Like during the time it was created, Toshi community was just very angry because Base team, like they specifically were supporting Mingles out there, right? But right now, Toshi is the king, right? And this thing, really, from my point of view, has the highest chance out there to get listed. A lot of this upside and a lot of this speculation is in this chart already, right? So if you would be able to get on the dip, I do think it's going to be a very, very nice bet from here. And essentially, with Ethereum surging up, Ethereum season kicking off, our season kicking off on 6th of February, this thing will also be doing quite well. Second on the list is Benji, which is up quite nicely from a week ago, although on the speculation of the next Coinbase listing. It holds the floor nicely. We can also check out the whole chart. Like, it's interesting that on the grand scheme of things, how you can look at this range is just the giant accumulation, right? You kind of can set up the top and tell that like this thing would just blow off top, right? But usually these like ranges, what happens with them is finally once they're breaking out like crazy, because this thing was just constantly going into the range for so much time. Liquidity on this thing is very, very low as well, so it should be very, very easy to push. Why I think that this meme is the second candidate to become the next Coinbase listing is because, first of all, it's quite old, it's from March, and it's quite clean as well. Like, they have very, very nice marketing and they are very, very clean. I will show you several examples of why the marketing is nice. And Coinbase, they definitely like to list these clean type of meme coins. Like they don't want to list anything like critical, anything like, you know, like from a Degen culture and things like that. The closest thing to Toshi on Base is Benji, both perfectly suited with a safe corporate look for Coinbase listing. Benji also sent the tokens to Coinbase wallet, the same wallet Toshi team sent the $1 million to before their listing. TikTok motherfuckers. Study Benji, born to live on Base. This is just a comparison to the market caps of different coins. Toshi market cap, it's 8x. Floki market cap, 30x. WIF market cap, 30x. Probably a bit different because we've dumped. Bonk market cap, 51x. Like, Bonk actually feels like this Toshi meme of Base. Yeah, it's definitely like from similar type of meta, right? And WIF is like Cabal type of meme coin on Solana. Probably something similar to Breton Base. Officially, Wintermute have just become the world's largest Base Benji holder in the last 30 minutes. The dog of Base is heating up. What is coming? Yeah, that's oftentimes it's a nice sign. Pepe, for example, before a crazy pump last year, Wintermute actually accumulated like a bunch of it, and they were accumulating it for like quite some time as well. So sometimes these are bullish signs. Sometimes they might be just a deal with the market maker that hey, like, we just want to take as much profits as we can out of the meme coin, so let's do that, right? So one of the examples can actually be Kokon Avex, right? Wintermute is also market making behind this one, and this one is just doing nothing. Like, probably like for the last year, yeah, like it's absolutely nothing. Probably actually might be a nice sign to long it currently, right? Because this should actually be generational bottom. Like, no one is looking into these things on Avex currently. But Wintermute is also the market maker behind this thing. But coming back to Benji, am I seeing this right? Coinbase official advertisement is in front of the Base G digital displays circling the pitch at a BBB game. Benji official on Base. It doesn't get any more ass ticker in execution. Benji. And like, it's a real football match, right? Not soccer, football, where we see Benji, and essentially like it's part of the Coinbase advertisement in terms of the colors and things like that. So definitely brings awareness. Like, Brett was doing similar type of ads. I would say, like, for normies, they're not very, very effective currently. They are a psyop to lure in crypto people. Normies are not going to buy these things, at least unless they are on Base, right? And like, from Coinbase point of view, the reason they would want to list something like this and not list VVV or like Trump, because they want the effect. Like, when they list something, they want it to go up, right? They want to benefit the users of the platform, so they are using the platform more, they are logging, they are creating the trading volumes, and they're attracting more people into the platform, right? When they list something like VV and Trump and people are just dumping and shorting at the same time, it does not help them 100%. Finalizing with the chart of this thing, definitely looks great. We are at the support at this stage with the continuation of the pump on Ethereum that will continue on the 6th of February, and the start of all season will be on the 6th of February. I do think this thing will be doing quite well. Last but not least, we have to talk about Toshi and Mochi, discuss their potential future as well. Toshi hit support right here on the chart. We also see the same pattern that is present on Ethereum. At this stage, takeoff begins. Unfortunately, I do think that this rally might fail. But this actually should be the last rally that should be failing. Interesting. Just listen to these words. I can't believe I'm saying this. This should be the last rally that should be failing. Are you getting hard from hearing this? Because I definitely am. Toshi, chart looking very good. Toshi, as well, something that I shared yesterday. Well, I do believe, to be honest with you, that after the pump on Coinbase, these things will definitely spend some time in the consolidation out there. And next possible catalyst that people are looking forward to would be the Binance listing. At the same time, we have a short-term catalyst of Ethereum being very, very bullish, which will in general be quite bullish for the ecosystem. But unfortunately, I do think if you would try to hold Toshi currently, like buy currently and hold, in expectation of Binance listing, unfortunately, I do think you will underperform heavily. Although if you already have a giant bag of Toshi, I think you just should continue holding, and you pretty much won this cycle already, because like the chance this gets listed on Binance is quite large. Toshi, remember, we're not even on Binance and other exchanges. Other exchanges don't matter at this stage. The only thing that matters is Binance. Meme coins on base. Choose your winner before the next beef move. Toshi, Kala, Kikot, Dogenme, Benji, and Mochi. We also have to talk about Mochi, because the default better play to Toshi was always Mochi as the second cat out there. I would say that the team of this thing is a bit shady, and yeah, it definitely should be pumping on the speculation of Toshi essentially listing, and it did like 6x's from the bottom, right? But the unfortunate scenario out there is that we very, very rarely see better plays being launched on these large exchanges. We will probably be entering a season of better plays being launched on these large exchanges, right? And I do think that this season is going to be an upcoming alt season that will start with the pump of Ethereum, which is starting exactly on 6th of February, right? But yeah, with these type of things out there, it's just a better play. So it's hard. It's like how weird Coinbase really is in the first place. Top 5 gainers on base in the last 7 days. Toshi got listed. What's next? Toshi, Mochi, Dogenme, Benji, Migos. It's interesting that Toshi is the one that received the largest amount of liquidity, which is natural. Like, it's seen by the market as the best, as the closest better play to Toshi at this stage. And by the way, I do think quite soon I would be talking about the better play for Migos out there, and I still think that Migos is actually one of the coins that have the highest chance of being the next one to list on Coinbase. Make sure to put the bell notifications on for this channel. You definitely would not want to miss this type of information. I look at the CEO's holding, Brian Armstrong. He holds 1 billion Mochi. Interesting. There's a high chance that he was just sent these coins into his wallet, right? This is something that is happening quite often. So to be honest, it does not mean much at this stage. This is the overview of mid to high caps on base. I do believe that base meme season, like we still should only be in accumulation. Even from Toshi point of view, like we still just should be in accumulation. And the fact that like first coin on base got finally listed on Coinbase, and the fact that it 20x, this is a very, very good narrative for the continuation of the pumpage out there. We still have bread, right? Bread historically was performing the best since the end of February till end of March. We are very, very close to this time period. And with bread listed on large exchanges, it would easily be going to 3-5 billion. It will be bringing enormous giant volumes on base. Everything will be happening in the historical period of the highest outperformance of Ethereum out there. We are in the midst of the last rally that will fail. Thank you very much for watching this one. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Stay healthy and rich. Bye bye.